Hey, this is Rich over at TVP Live with another quick tips tutorials brought to you by Photoshop Elements Custom Tutorials Group. And let's jump right in with today's poster. Wanted to know how to change the color of the water from this kind of brackish green to a blue color. So what we want to do is isolate the water from the rest of the photo because there's so many greens that are also the same color as the water that if we try to change the greens of just the water, it's going to change all the other plants and anything else that's green. So we really need to isolate it. In this case, what we'll do is come up here to the layers section, we'll right click, and I'll go ahead and duplicate the layer. So now we got two exact duplicates. I'm going to turn off the bottom layer for now, and on the top layer here, what I'm going to do is isolate the water by taking the water out of the top layer, so it'll show the water from the bottom layer through. So on the top layer, let's go ahead and zoom in here, and with this soft brushed eraser, this is set at about 25 points. I'm going to change that to about 20 points, and that's on a soft brush. This way I can kind of brush out the water here. Now that's a little too thick. Let's go ahead and make this about 10 points. And if I zoom in a little bit more, you'll see that I can by hand erase the edge out of the water's edge. Now I'm using a soft brush because that edge is not a hard edge. It's kind of soft, so I can kind of come in and out a little bit to show a little bit of the reflection of the plants if I want. But you got to be careful not to do too much. And once we're done taking the water out there, I'm going to come down here and do the same thing, but we'll use a 5-point soft brush. And I'll do the shift clicking to get straight lines. I'll click here, left click, hold the shift, and hit click. Bring it down here by hand, then click, hold the shift, and click. And this is a series of straight lines, so it makes it easy to erase these portions. Or I could just do it by hand like this. See where we got a straight line? I click, hold the shift down here, and click. And that helps me do that whole section really simple. Now once we've traced the whole water's edge, then we want to do is use the polygon tool and carefully get rid of everything that is the water that's left over. So we'll grab this polygon tool, come down here, and not the lasso tool, but the polygon lasso, and I'll just click here and do a series of clicks here, left clicks of lines to get rid of the water. So I double clicked at the end, I hit delete, that gets rid of that portion. Now the same thing down here is a bunch of little portions to get rid of, like this. Boom, 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 boom. And it's as simple as that. And what we're doing is we're choosing the water between what we got rid of before and what's left over. And now that we've gotten rid of all of the water, and I know it took a little bit of time, about 10 minutes to get rid of everything using elbow grease, we got our whole photo here minus the water. So now you can pretty much put whatever you wanted in the background. In our case, will be the water. Where do we get it from? From the lower layer down here that we turned off earlier. So if I turn it back on, the water pops right back in. But what that really is you're just seeing through the top layer, through the hole, the bottom layer here. So once I turn that water on, now we can take that bottom layer, the whole layer, but it's only the water that shows through, and change its color value. If we had Photoshop, we'd be able to go to color temperature changes, but Elements doesn't have quite as much tools as far as color temperature is concerned. So we have to kind of fake it. We kind of come up here to enhance, adjust color, and adjust color for skin tone. This is Elements' way of doing color temperature correction. What we want to do is down here is change the temperature, but it automatically gives us an eyedropper tool, so we're just going to have to pick something. The most lightest thing that should be white Nothing here really should be, but I'm going to zoom in and pick a pixel right here, which is right there. It kind of made the whole thing a little bit on the brownish side, but that's okay. What we want to do is take the skin tan and blush and bring those both all the way down and watch the watercolors starting to change. Now we can take the temperature and make it really reddish, or watch what happens here. As we nudge it over, it starts turning blue. Look at that. And that, my friends, is exactly what we want to do. You can make it as blue as you want or as brown as you want. So what we want to do is just nudge it over little by little until we find a happy medium. And I think this is looking good right around there. Look at that. Now you can go ahead and save the file if you want, or you can actually take the top and merge it down and lock it into place. Well, that's it for this tutorial. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. And this is Rich calling it quits, saying over and out.